I've never told this to anyone before. It feels strange to be sharing it now, but I feel like I need to get this off my chest. It's the kind of thing you carry around in your head, weighing you down, until one day you just can't hold it in any longer. I guess that day is today. So here it is, the most shocking story I've ever lived through, and the one that changed me forever. It started one quiet evening last autumn. I was alone in my small apartment, the kind of night when the world feels far away, like you're stuck in some quiet little bubble. It wasn't a bad night, just empty. The kind of night where you find yourself lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, looking for anything to distract yourself from the silence. That's when I found it. The letter. It wasn't just any letter. It was from someone I thought I'd never hear from again. Someone I'd long convinced myself didn't care about me anymore. The letter was tucked away in the back of my closet, buried beneath old clothes I hadn't worn in years. I hadn't even realized I'd kept it all this time. Her name was Anna, and we hadn't spoken in over 3 years. We'd been close, closer than I'd ever been with anyone before. She knew everything about me, the good and the bad, and I knew her in ways I think she didn't even realize. But one day, without any explanation, she was just gone. She disappeared from my life like a ghost. No goodbye, no note, just silence. I'd convinced myself it didn't matter anymore, that she was a part of my past and nothing more. But seeing that letter again, her handwriting on the envelope, my name scrawled in her familiar, messy script, it brought everything back. My hands shook as I opened it, the memory of our last conversation echoing in my mind. She'd told me she was leaving for a while, that she needed to figure things out on her own. I remember begging her to stay, but she said it was something she had to do. Something I couldn't help her with. I never imagined she wouldn't come back. The letter was short, just a few lines, but it hit me harder than I ever expected. I know you probably hate me by now. I wouldn't blame you if you did. I wasn't fair to you. But I need to explain why I left, even if it's too late. I found out something I wasn't ready to handle, something I was afraid to tell you. But you deserve to know the truth. I didn't leave because I stopped caring. I left because I couldn't stay without breaking your heart. I'm pregnant. I read those words over and over, trying to make sense of them. Pregnant. That word echoed in my mind like a bomb going off, shattering the quiet I'd been living in for years. My heart pounded in my chest as I sat there, numb, staring at the letter. Anna had been pregnant, with my child. I didn't know what to think, how to feel. Anger, disbelief, sadness, all of it crashed over me at once. I felt like I'd been living in a lie, like the last few years had been built on some fragile foundation that had just crumbled beneath me. She hadn't just left me, she'd left us. I started to shake as questions flooded my mind. Where was she now? Where was our child? Did she keep the baby? Was it a boy? A girl? Were they safe? Happy? Did they even know I existed? I couldn't breathe. It felt like the room was closing in on me, like the air was being sucked out. I had to do something. Anything. I grabbed my phone, my fingers trembling as I typed her name into every search engine, every social media platform I could think of. I hadn't tried to contact her in years, but now I had to find her. I had to know. It took hours of scrolling through old profiles, forgotten accounts, dead ends. But finally I found something. A post, a simple photo, nothing special, but the caption underneath made my heart stop. My little man, Noah, turning 3 today. There he was, our son. He had her eyes, her smile, her wild, messy hair, and suddenly it all hit me, everything I'd missed. His first words, his first steps, his first birthday, all the moments I would never get back. I wasn't there for any of it, and it wasn't because I didn't want to be. I never even had the chance. I stared at the screen, tears blurring my vision. There was so much I wanted to say, so much I needed to ask her. But what could I do? How do you reconnect with someone who's kept something so big, so life-altering from you? How do you move forward when everything feels broken? I didn't have the answers then, and I still don't. All I know is that night changed me. It cracked open something inside me that I didn't even know was still there. The shock of it, the weight of what I'd lost. It's something I'm still trying to process. I reached out to her that night. I didn't know what to expect or if she'd even respond. But I couldn't stay silent any longer. I sent her a message, simple but honest. "I'm sorry." I didn't know. It took a few days for her to respond. When she did, it wasn't the explanation I wanted, but it was a start.